Welcome to our HR Huddle. Today, we're speaking with members of the organization Mustard Seed. They're going to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about it, and we'll jump right to the questions.
Hi, I'm Caitlin with the Mustard Seed. I am the office manager here. And this is?
I'm Colette. I am transitioning into the department of the development role. I'm new to the organization and excited to be here.
Great. Thank you both for joining today. I was just talking with Caitlin before we started this, how important it is to have names and faces and so forth, and just put that face to an organization versus just seeing a job description on paper. It really makes a difference. So thanks for taking the time to do this.
Absolutely, no problem.
Can you tell us about the work that you do at Mustard Seed?
Absolutely. So what we do is we are a nonprofit furniture bank located in Fishers, Indiana, but we help, families in Marion County, the 7 surrounding counties, and sometimes even those kind of donut counties around those even. These families frequently, they have nothing. And that's really terrible to see. It's people in empty homes, no beds. They don't have dishes. They don't have blankets to curl up under. So what we do is we go in and we provide them all the furniture that they could need, sofas, beds, dressers, tables, and a lot of those household goods like, blankets, dishes, just, all kinds of things. And a lot of these families, they have a really diverse set of backgrounds. Some of them are victims of domestic violence. Some of them are veterans. Some of them are formerly homeless. So it's a lot of families who really need a hand, and we're more than happy to give them a hand in turning a house into a home.
Sure. How do you find out about these families that are in need of what you're offering, of the furniture?
Absolutely. So that's kind of what Tillette's going to be working with a little bit more. So that's through a lot of our partnerships. We're partnered with a bunch of different social organizations and kind of government assistance programs located in Indiana. Some of them I'm sure you've heard of, like we're partnered with the Julian Center, which is, a huge proponent for, women who have been abused. We're actually partnered with the American Red Cross. And then something you maybe haven't heard of, like, the Homeless Initiative Program. They're a big partner of ours. So a lot of them, we hear from them, but then we do now have a self-referral where they can recommend themselves.
Okay. And then on the other side, are the furniture items and household goods donated to your center for distribution?
Yes, everything is donated and nothing is sold. It all goes directly into the home of someone in need.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So this is our HR huddle. So we're trying to get opportunities, paid and unpaid opportunities, the word out to our students. So what position specifically are you looking to fill here in the near future?
We're always in need of volunteers. They make the world go round. They help us keep all of our donations, organized, everything ready to go out. And a lot of times they're the ones who are making the things that go out the most frequently. Packs of dishes, sets of sheets, sets of, towels. And those go out to pretty much every single home, which is incredible. So that's something that's always in high demand, is those volunteers. But we are actually looking to expand. I don't know if it's necessarily my place to be able to say what positions we're hoping to fill for that right now.
Sure. But if a student was interested in getting involved, would you say it's fair to say starting as a volunteer and kind of learning your organization and how it operates would be a good pathway? Okay, to some of those opportunities
that's actually
in the future?
Our team member Matt, that's how he got involved initially. He was a volunteer and he just fell in love with everything that we do here.
Wonderful. Oh, that's great. That's awesome. So for volunteers that come and spend time with your organization, is there any type of training that's involved, orientation, onboarding, that they need to go through or to learn about your organization?
Volunteering is actually, I would like to say, pretty easy with us.
Okay.
It's something that you can learn pretty quickly. And then we do have like little sheets, especially with like the dish packs,
Sure.
where you can just check it off as you go along. So there's not a great big long orientation process necessary for that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's something that you can come in, you can learn in 10, 15 minutes, if that, and get right on it.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Um, so just you're located in Fishers, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And if a student either didn't have transportation or maybe they lived on a different side of town, still wanted to be involved with Mustard Seed, are there other opportunities, volunteer opportunities that they could help out in some way if they couldn't physically be there to pack
Right.
up dishes or deliver goods?
That's something that we've kind of been exploring. We want people to be able to be as safe as possible. And that's something that we would be flexible in determining with each individual case. But actually, a lot of our volunteers are working in the warehouse, and there's lots of space where people can be spread out. But I
Sure.
still understand, the hesitation with
Right.
COVID and transportation issues. So that's something that we would be more than happy to go ahead and work out on kind of an individual basis.
Okay, they could still contact you and you could say, here are some needs. Maybe it's
Absolutely.
social media, maybe it's digital
Absolutely.
marketing, something like
Mhm.
that. Okay, great. Um, and I would assume you have a pretty diverse group of individuals, both working with the organization as well as volunteering. You want to speak
Yeah.
to some of that diversity?
Yeah. Um, our CEO is Mr. Jeff Lewis. He's an African American gentleman. Um, we have two women in, an upper management kind of position. Tillette, like she said, is kind of going into that development director position. So we're very excited to have her here. And a lot of our volunteers, we have some older ladies who are, in this community, and they're retired.
Sure.
And they're just looking for, something good that they can do back for their community and to kind of spend their time. But then we also, another big group of our volunteers is high school kids from Hamilton Southeastern,
Sure.
especially specifically the special needs program. At their school, they have to get in so many work hours.
Sure.
And so this is a great way for them to get in those hours, get in that experience, and give back to the community.
That's great. And you are geographically kind of ring fenced there in Fishers. Is that correct? There's not another location.
We have one in Florida.
That might be very interesting to some of our students. I don't know, but yeah, thank you for that. That's great. And so what I heard from your description, if we had international students that might be interested, sounds like getting to the warehouse is important for most of the positions, the volunteer positions, but a student wouldn't necessarily have to have either a vehicle or a license to deliver goods. Is that correct?
That's correct. We have our care specialists on the truck who actually drive and deliver those items. And if someone would be interested in doing that, that's certainly something that we could arrange. And they wouldn't have to drive a truck to go help out on that delivery.
Okay, good to know. All right. So if a student watches this and they say, I want to get involved, right? I want to volunteer. I want to spend some of my time. This sounds like an incredibly worthy cause. And what might be their next step?
I mean, it's always great to go ahead and give us a call, and we can talk more specifically about, what they're interested in, when. A great number to give us a call at is 317-572-5724.
Wonderful. That's great. And is there anything that we just haven't covered that you would want us to know about Mustard Seed? I mean, one question I have, I'll just say, is Why the name mustard seed?
It's actually from the Bible. Faith the size of a mustard seed can move mountains.
Wonderful. I assumed that was the connection, but I wanted students to hear that, the connection there. That's awesome. Great. Anything else that you would say, maybe your favorite part about working for Mustard Seed, working at Mustard Seed?
For me, it's definitely getting to talk to individuals on the phone and just hearing their stories. And, I've had multiple people who've just broken down crying, with gratitude and with kind of this newfound hope. So many of these people have gone through such tragedies in their lives, and now they're seeing this as an end to that tragedy and a new step forward in the future. So for me, that's probably the most rewarding part.
I can understand that.
Piggyback on Caitlin, for me, though I'm new to the organization, I do look forward to being able to play a part, just in the faith-based aspect of it, and being able to try to transition from the inside out and, helping people so that they don't return, to what they're being brought out of. So that's super exciting to me.
I understand. Yes.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing that insight as well, especially because you're newer to the organization and just kind of having that draw. I could certainly see that. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, both of you, for taking your time to talk with us today. And as I said, we put this out on our YouTube channel, and there, our students that use these type of interactions in order to understand about what opportunities are there, both paid and volunteer opportunities. So I think this could be one that would be very attractive in terms of getting in and understanding an organization as a volunteer initially. And also one other thing I don't think we covered, do you have specific hours that you're open or that you have needs for volunteers? Are there specific days or times of day?
Yeah, so we are open from 10 to 4, and our volunteers typically come in Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at around 10. But of course, we have flexibility based upon your schedule. We know not everyone is necessarily available at those specific hours. So we have some flexibility with that.
What about Saturdays?
That's something that we would definitely be interested in, but that would have to be prearranged beforehand, just because typically no one is in the office on Saturdays.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking about a student's schedule.
Right.
It could possibly be that a student might, just the schedule of their classes might have a morning or an afternoon free of classes. So I think that would be great. Wonderful. All right. So thank you both so much again for spending your time with us today, and we'll get the word out about Mustard Seed and the opportunities there. Sounds like a wonderful organization.
Well, thank you very much for talking to us today.
Sure. Have a great day.
You too.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.